Hello, welcome to React, Watch Music, Say What Think, Hear What May. I'm Kit.
And I'm Inti.
Inti, what are we watching today?
Today we are watching the brand new track by Bruno Mars, Paak, Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open.
Oh wow, this was released only 3 days ago. This is brand new, hot off the press Bruno Mars.
So we've reacted to Bruno Mars before, we've reacted to Paak before. Silk Sonic, I think,
I've played.
I'm not sure, but I think Silk Sonic is just what they're calling themselves. Oh, I like the dance moves already. This is so silky.
Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine in a robe.
Shut your trap.
I look too good. Smooth like a newborn. We should be dancing, romancing in the east wing. I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open.
Shit.
This sounds so good. This sounds wonderful, and this is really not the kind of music that I like to listen to, but this sounds so nice.
I like the call and response between Paak and Bruno. Oh, it has to be border. It has to be tongue in cheek. Smooth like a newborn. Is that what they said? Fresh shaved. Smooth like a newborn.
That doesn't sound tongue in cheek to me. Like, you know, that sounds like a normal lyric. Smooth like a newborn.
But what about the bit where he goes?
Shut your trap.
Yeah, shut your trap.
Shut up.
Shut your trap. But still in a sexy way. Shut your trap. And I like making love in the east wing and the west wing of this mansion.
Gosh, yeah, the sound is just so like delicious sugar. Just like, but you know, lots of sugar, not like a pop song where it's like, no, oh, a little bit of sugar, oh, a little beat. It's just like, oh, there's so much here, there's so much. Oh gosh, yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice.
You know what? I think both Paak and Bruno Mars have just charisma dripping from them. Like, they are so charismatic. Like, they're kind of funny, cheeky, sexy, cool musicians. You can hear it in their voices, see it on their faces, and the way that they do the joke. Even if it's not a joke, but the smooth like a newborn kind of touched his face. It's so good.
Yeah, no, fair enough. The acting is kind of comical. Yeah, if I'm just listening to it, smooth like a newborn. Yeah, it's just normal line. But yeah, like, shut your trap.
I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open. Let you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. If you smoke, kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub, girl, it's jumping, it's bubbling. I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms.
Yeah, there's so much of the where it goes into a kind of more minimal state, and then it kind of does this bit, you know, like a kind of big finish at the end. You know, it's kind of big orchestral finish where all the sounds are playing and it all crescendos up. They're doing that like loads throughout the song, just like constantly. The song, here's a bit where we go ba, ba, ba.
Yeah.
And if you come back late, then I hope you will stay. And then it like build and build a bit. I leave that door open, like build, and it just like keeps doing that, like do, and then what?
The call and response really complements that kind of style, because he's saying a really quick line, but because Bruno Mars says it right back to him, basically, it sounds like non-stop singing, but really it is just a quick line. Like, there's a lot of space between the information we've been given. It's just being repeated. But the new information that's coming to us, there is a lot of space into it. And musically, they are the verses are just in a quite a simple, and I think the chorus as well, quite a simple 4-chord. But they're adding what soul music likes to do. So if you just have an F chord, is the piano F chord, they're adding a major seventh to the F chord. So it's like it just sounds more soulful. It's just a slightly bigger chord. It's more warm. It's more delicious. And yeah, so it would just go from like F to G to E to A, to E minor to A minor. That would be the 4 chords, and it's just great. And on each of those, they're adding sevenths, or major sevenths, or minor sevenths.
What is that like? If I was just playing the piano and I, put my fingers in an F chord position,
Right.
and then I wanted to add a major seventh, is that just like I put down an extra finger on a particular note?
Yeah, exactly. So in the F chord, you've got the F, A, C, and then if you just put your finger on the E as well, that would make the major seventh.
Huh.
And it's great because the E is right next to the F, so if you just play them in isolation together, it sounds horrible. It sounds like they're clashing. But if you play them in a context of an F major chord, the clash just disappears, and it sounds so delicious, and it makes the chord sound so big because the chord reaches all the way up to the very next note, like the notes are touching. But when they go into Bruno Mars's bit, I feel like they changed key a little bit. Jumping, and the keys is bubbling, and then they go change. Oh, it's just great. They really change key for that little bridge. Do you call it a bridge or a pre-chorus? I don't know.
I don't even know what's chorus, what's bridge, what's verse in this. This is just like a stream of like bathing in like warmth. Yeah,
the chorus. I feel the chorus is definitively the bit where all the music basically stops and you hear Bruno Mars going, "I'ma leave this door open," and they're all like, "I'ma leave the door open." It's great. It sounds like a real 70s Temptation song.
It's so nice because you listen to some stuff from whatever the 70s, the 80s, and you're like, oh man, why isn't anyone making this now? And it's like, hey, that's so cool. People are.
I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open. Let your I got to see you, baby. La la la. La 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 la. Girl, I'm trying to give you this.
What's with the group of women behind the glass who are like, what's that about? Just like adoring, or is it the girlfriends of all the people in the band going, oh, you're doing great, honey?
I don't know if they're supposed to be like the producers of the band or like the tech people, because they're all sort of behind there, but they're just enjoying the vibe so much they're all just dancing.
Yeah, they've just abandoned
fawning.
all their tech. They're like, oh my god, this is... No, they're like the group of accountants who've come to shut the band down because their finances are failing. But when they hear the band playing, they're just like, they throw it all down. They're like, yeah.
I love the swooping camera going around the recording studio. Yeah, it's so
Like he's
good.
on a washing line.
Yeah, like it goes all the way to Bruno Mars, and then it goes all the way around to past the little bongo player where you've got Anderson .Paak, and then there was that bit where they all start bouncing just off beat. I couldn't remember exactly how it was going.
Right.
It was so cool. They're like, it's so satisfying when a whole band move together like a little dance move.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, any group of people doing exactly the same moves in synchrony, it just looks so good. Even just two people, it's just like, yeah, that looks great. That looks really good.
Silk Sonic is the perfect word for this, because sonically it sounds so great, and visually it is so silky. I like the colour scheme. I like what Bruno Mars is wearing a lot, and Anderson .Paak's shirt.
is always a bit disappointing when a song fades out, because it's like, how did it end?
It never ends, that's the point. The door is always left open.
Okay, no, fair enough. If that fits for this song, the door is always open. But you know, but I do always wonder, you know, whenever a song fades out, I'm like, well, yeah, what was the, you know, or maybe they just didn't have an ending, so they were like, yeah, we'll just, you know, at some point the producer just goes, yeah, cut, stop, and we'll just fade it out before I say stop. Like, yeah. Or maybe they have an ending in mind when they're making it, and then like later in production, in you know, the post production, they're listening to it and they're like, yeah, that ending isn't. I wish I could do that with writing sketches, you know, where it's like, you know, because a sketch, you know, has to end on a really fun line, and sometimes you've written a sketch where you're like, yeah, great, it's got a really strong opening, really funny premise, good jokes in the middle. Just like, and it does need to build to the person throwing the food on the floor and leaving, but like, it's just not that funny, and the lines drag on a bit. So I wish I had the option, like they do in music, to just go, I'll just like slowly turn down the volume until you can't hear it anymore, and you can hear that it's like, oh, they're still saying a funny joke. Oh, I think that was another funny joke.
So I think it's a deliberate choice. But yeah, we'll do a classic fade out like they used to do a lot in the 70s. That's a normal choice. But I get this a lot because obviously I sing in a lot of weddings. Not recently, but I used to back in another life, back when the world was different. And we just take requests from people. So if they requested this, we'd all look at each other and be like, yeah, we love that song. We'd all be playing. And it would get towards the end and we're like, la, la, la. And I'd be looking at them playing piano. And we'd all be looking at each other, all the other members of the band, like, how do we end this song? Like, we have no idea. We kind of all a little bit. And it always sounds a bit shit. We always go, la, 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 la. Like, we'll just end on the root note and it always sounds awful. I really love the video as well. I wish recording sessions were like that, whereas in reality Bruno Mars probably recorded line by line 1,000 times in the mic booth, sweating, really hot, going, can we do it again, can we do it, oh my voice is starting to go, I need water. And just it's still fun. Like, I love recording, but it's just this hot environment and things just get slightly more and more stressful. It's never this like cool vibe of girls dancing.
Yeah, not a cool vibe of like, oh, the music's just flowing. You know, it's like we're playing live, we're just having a great time. No, it's like, yeah, just repeating lines over and over.
Yeah, and then the tech guy going, let me just adjust this one thing. Can you hold on 5 minutes? You're just waiting there in a boiling hot booth. Because you can't have any like air conditioning or anything in these places because it will just get caught in their super duper mics.
Yeah, I wonder, could they put like, I mean, I guess they can't put a block of ice in there with you to absorb the heat as it melts because you're going to hear the cracking sounds. But like, what if they like got a big, because you know you can buy whiskey stones, you know, like for people who like ice in their whiskey, but then it melts and it dilutes the whiskey. So you can buy people as a gift like pebbles basically, and you put them in the freezer and then, you know, could they do something like that? Like just a massive bag of gravel in the freezer, and then they just dump this gravel around you in the recording studio.
You know, the worst thing for like voices, especially, I don't know about other musical talents, but voices especially, is air conditioning and cold air and stuff. Like, you want warm, hot, moist air. So if anything, they'd probably put hot stones in there to keep it extra warm for Bruno.
And extra moist, so they're going to be pouring water over those hot stones. And then they're going to put a swimming pool and a massage next to it.
Hey, I really hope, and I think this might be the case just looking at it, I feel like Silk Sonic, i.e. Bruno and Anderson, are going to maybe make a few songs together. I hope they do. I hope they make a whole album together. It's so smooth. Silk Sonic. I love it. Great, 10 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10. Are we too... We're not frugal enough with our 10 out of 10s, are we?
We'll be really unfairly harsh on the next song we do.
Yeah.
All right, hey, if you listen to podcasts, listen to our podcast. Inti, what is our podcast?
Our podcast is called Love Pill, the musical, available on Spotify now. Well, what's your podcast, The Feminist Sketch Show?
Second Sketch. Look it up wherever you get your podcasts.
Hit that like button, smash that bell button, press the play button, stroke the exit button, but don't push it too hard because we don't want you to exit.
Yeah, use the touchpad on the exit button so that you hover over it, but you don't press down on